As top U.S. officials gear up for peace talks with the remnants of the Iranian regime set to take place tomorrow in Islamabad, Pakistan, we turn our attention to another major global conflict, the war in Ukraine. Now, the conflict is in its fifth year and remains a grinding war of attrition with slow territorial changes and heavy casualties on both sides.
So as of late, the Ukrainians have ramped up strikes on Russian drone infrastructure and oil facilities. Meanwhile, the Russians, they've continued their attacks on Ukrainian cities, including civilian targets, though neither side has seen any significant breakthroughs here.
And as for the status of peace negotiations, well, those appear to have reached a stalemate as well. The main point of contention continues to be the region known as the Donbass, and that's in eastern Ukraine. Russia's Vladimir Putin wants to control it, while Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky is resisting any territorial concessions.
But there will be a brief pause here in hostilities this coming weekend for the Orthodox Easter, with Putin announcing a 32-hour ceasefire between Saturday and Sunday. Now, Zelensky has Kyiv. They will observe the temporary truce. So we'll watch that.
And we will bring in now the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton. Ambassador, great to have you with us on American Agenda. You know, with all of the talk of the war in Iran, it seems that the ongoing war in Russia and Ukraine obviously maybe has been put aside by some people. But of course, in its fifth year, it is still as deadly as ever. And it does not seem that there is an end in sight. Your take?
Well, I think that's right. The Kremlin continues to believe that time is on their side, and Putin has been told for some time by his military advisors they think that the Ukrainian army will break this spring or summer, so they continue their operations. And I think they also believe that given the war in Iran, that the attention of the United States has been diverted, and that with the focus on Iran, things can happen in Ukraine that might otherwise not be possible. And it certainly takes the pressure off the Russian side to negotiate.
I want to get your thoughts on this, Ambassador, this nexus between the wars that we're seeing, Iran and Ukraine, the main one being that Shahed drone, a cost-effective UAV produced by Tehran, was widely utilized by Russian forces against Kyiv. Zelensky now says that Ukrainian forces helped shoot down several of these drones in the Middle East since the war broke out in late February. Your takeaway from that? They're now helping.
They are. And, you know, one of the things that happens in the course of a battle is that technological advances can occur much more rapidly out of necessity. So the Ukrainians, faced with these Shahed drones and others that the Russians have thrown at them, have probably developed what at the moment is the best counter-drone technology in the world. And they've offered to share it with us. They are now. They've made contracts with several of the Gulf Arab nations. And I think this shows how these conflicts really are connected. Look, we're facing, for the rest of the century, the threat of a China-Russia axis. And China is helping Russia in this war in Ukraine, and they view Iran as their principal surrogate in the Middle East. China buys a lot of oil previously under sanction by the United States. And as you mentioned, Iran has supplied Russia with the Shahed drone. They want to see Iran prevail and establish a dominant position in the Gulf. We can't let that happen. And it's one reason why the Europeans should be joining with us, because our concern for what happens in the Gulf affects all of us.
Yeah, all interconnected. Ambassador, before we let you go, of course, have to get your expertise here. How do you think the talks will go this weekend in Islamabad?
Well, these are tough talks. I mean, the Iranians think they have the upper hand. I think they sense that Trump wants to get out of the conflict. He's worried about price at the pump of gasoline in this country. But if we allow any Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz, which violates centuries of allowing any commercial vessel to transit it in peace, if they insist on a tolling system or any kind of enforcement mechanism like that, it will have a negative effect not just on the Gulf countries,